Alright, welcome back to Water Park Rangers. Let's play Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door. This time we're going to probably be finishing up the retrospective on the Paper Mario series because we've only got 2 more chapters left to cover, starting with 7.
7 is the best. 7 in the original Paper Mario is the best of any chapter in any Paper Mario game.
Yeah,
Period.
and it's pretty tough to argue with.
Period.
It's really great. It's pretty much got it
that's
all.
saying something, because Thousand Year Door's Chapter 7 is not too shabby
It's not
at all.
shabby, but it's really nice.
It's not the best in this game, but I mean, Chapter 7 in Paper Mario, that's how a Paper Mario chapter should be.
There was a roommate of mine who was playing Paper Mario Thousand Year Door just when I was playing the first game. We kind of just... Because he'd played Paper Mario first, and I'd played Thousand Year Door first, and neither of us had played the other game. So we both played them, and he really loved Chapter 7 in this game. And I didn't like it as much. Like, I can see why... I had a feeling that he had the impression it was actually the last chapter in the game.
Interesting.
He was like, wow, this is such a great conclusion. He's like, wait, there's more?
Well, it does... It kind of is conclusive a little bit.
It is. It concludes a lot of things.
Strangely conclusive.
You can see where that could happen.
I like it. It's a conclusion in a similar vein of how Hollow Bastion is a conclusion in Kingdom
That's
Hearts.
a great comparison, actually.
Yeah. And yet there's more.
And yet there's more, yeah.
But wait, there's more!
Wait, there's more! God, isn't this just a very insipid sequence right here? I completely hated this.
This is kind of the most amazing yet worst part of the game right here.
Worst.
You might want to grab your charger.
Oh yeah, we're almost out of power.
Out of the battery.
Yeah.
I'll go get the battery, please.
Alright, well, we'll have to slightly shift this, man. Technical difficulties, dude. We got this, though. We got this.
The power is back.
The power is back on, so we can actually finish this episode.
Now we can explore the mansion in peace.
Yay! Yeah,
So
Chapter 7 basically doesn't need to have anything said about it. I mean, the murder mystery at the beginning is just
We're talking about the original Paper Mario now.
Paper Mario Chapter 7.
Absolutely. I thought it was really funny how the wife automatically assumed.
Right, no, it's funny how she switches, because she's nice to you when she comes in, she thinks you murdered the husband, she like flips out,
Yeah.
and then when you absolve yourself, she's like, oh, I knew you weren't the murderer. Oh, I mean, she's a great character.
And then you've got
I love Herringway.
Herringway.
Yeah. Which is like, oh, no, we haven't met him yet. But he's like someone in Chapter 6.
Yeah, who's actually one of my favorite characters in this game.
And then I love the mayor, too. The mayor is just like, I got hit on the head.
I thought he died.
I thought he legit died,
I literally
too.
thought a character died in Paper Mario.
But then we should have known better.
But I mean, Tubba Blubba did eat ghosts. Talk
Right,
about...
but then he spit him back out, so...
I mean, he did, but that's kind of crazy, isn't it? He runs on the power of ghosts.
That
Just
is
think
weird,
about that.
yeah.
Because
Awesome.
he's going ghost.
How many souls have you
Lame.
got inside you?
So you have the murder mystery, and then you go to where the stars are born.
All that
You have a
hiking,
great fight
yeah.
with Junior Trooper, then you climb up a mountain.
There's a crazy epic fight in the mountain, by the way.
Yeah.
The best part about
Star
the
spirits.
Junior Trooper fight is actually afterwards.
Yeah!
He's just
When he's frozen in a block of ice.
I straight up hit him with the hammer for,
Yes,
maybe
for
like
like
40 minutes.
I don't know about that, but that was fun.
No, it was hilarious.
Then right, you climb up a mountain, and then you have the crystal pass, which might be one of the best dungeon in any Paper Mario. It's certainly
yeah,
up
I love
there.
it. The Crystal Palace was really
my
fun.
Great dungeons,
my
the-
favorite part is the mirrors. The mirrors
Great
are
music, the
so
best puzzles.
funny.
No, the
And a
greatest
great final
part of
boss.
my favorite part of the Crystal Palace is at the end, where you find all of those like duplicates.
Yes,
Right.
and then the ones that are just like
The ones that they turn
They're
into
trying to-
like everyone else.
Yeah.
Like, I forget, I think it's Cooper that you send into the thing. They blow up and it's like Goomba, Colorado, Luigi. And there's one other one that's clearly
it's like the mayor of the Koopa village. Or
Right,
something.
Koopa Coot, that's right. And everyone's pretending like it's Cooper, and Cooper's like, really? Come on, man.
It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, Chapter 7 was pretty much perfect.
Yeah,
Not
I
gonna
mean,
lie.
you can't get much better than that.
And I mean, also, the complaint about not getting enough EXP is completely out the window, because you get more than enough all the time. And the enemies are really fun, and they're actually kind of potent, and the boss is fun, too. 7 really does no wrong. And 7's not a slouch in this game. Probably one of the better ones, but I'm just not a big fan.
It has. Here's the thing. The second half's very good. The first half is just
Awful. Hate it.
That's the problem.
I got it now. The first half is like getting drop kicked down a mountain. Or
A
getting,
small mountain, but
It's like
still a mountain.
Getting
Or
pushed
just-
down a rough hill.
Or just straight
Very
getting
long,
your
rough
back
hill.
broken.
I don't know about broken.
That's really harsh. Like, it's
Yeah.
boring as balls.
That's
but
like
not
Chapter
painful.
6 in Paper Mario.
Yeah. I was really angry at Chapter 6.
Yeah.
I guess that leaves us with 8. I mean, what do you want to say about the first 8 in conclusion?
Both 8s are great.
Yeah.
I know you're not a huge fan of the Water Park Ranger of the first one's Chapter 8, but I really like it. But the second Chapter 8 is the only, I think, is the chapter that gives Chapter 7 and Paper Mario a run for its money.
Yeah. It's probably my personal preference, though.
Both of them are great conclusions to both games. But I think the edge goes to the Thousand Year Doors Chapter 8 because the dungeon is just an amazingly varied dungeon. Which, not to say Bowser's Castle in the first Paper Mario isn't, good because you have to climb up to the stars.
And it's really long.
Right, it's a long one. There's like a you have to go into like the fire area, and then there's like a weird underground area.
And every time you think
the castle,
every time you think you're halfway there, you're
not.
You're just one floor up in the next main lobby.
Right, I was so shocked when I replayed Paper Mario to 100% completion recently. I was shocked how long Paper Mario's Chapter 8 went on. I forgot it was that long.
I'll tell you, there's only one puzzle in the first Paper Mario Chapter 8 that I think wins over Thousand Year Door. There's this part with a bunch of hallways where you kind of have to like go behind the walls.
Yeah.
That was insane. Like I forget how I figured that out, but I remember being like, "Whoa, mind freak!"
Yeah.
For me, the Chapter 8 in the Thousand Year Door and Chapter 8 in the original are a lot of that same thing where it's just like stylistically different.
Very different.
Yeah.
Stylistically, Bowser's Castle fits for the first game. And stylistically, the level in Chapter 8 fits for the second game.
Right.
Very much so.
You can't switch the two. They're sort of just...
Yeah, it'd be a horrible way to,
They're sort of
Could
just
you imagine?
there. I mean,
hate it.
The Chapter 8 in the first one, there are a lot of comical moments in it.
Right.
It.
There's, I think, one kind of little chuckle moment in Chapter 8 of Thousand Year Door.
Yeah, it's largely a very dark chapter. I love it.
Which is great.
And it's just like, it's the different like style that both the games are looking for. And so I think I do give Thousand Year Doors Chapter 8 better just for being like better designed, but I don't think either of them are bad.
No, Bowser's Castle wasn't bad. I was probably annoyed by it mostly though because I had such a hard time fighting the bullet bills and the bullet bill blasters.
Yeah, I think the only the major problem Chapter 8 has in first Paper Mario is actually it just drags.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, all right, another.
Yeah.
I mean, this one's really long too, but it's more varied.
But I don't think I never lost interest. In fact, when I started playing through Chapter 8 just recently again, I'm like, I didn't stop. I went until I beat it, and I'm like, wow, it felt like it didn't take long at all. So I guess that says something.
I mean, it's a really great conclusion. I think it's really important for a game to finish strong. And that's the one thing that, it's not so much Chapter 8 itself, but the ending has an edge in the first Paper Mario. They put a lot more effort into it.
But the difference is, the first Paper Mario ends after Chapter 8, whereas this one has a post-game.
Yeah, it does have a post-game, so I guess I see why they did it. But I guess, I know why they put post-games into games, but they also kind of make conclusions worse.
Right.
The thing is, with the ending of the first Paper Mario game and this Paper Mario game, I think it sort of goes back to that, like, also, this game also has that optional area, so it kind of has to end this way.
Right.
Just to make room for that very specific option.
Largely, I would agree, except for, I mean, there's just something, I'm probably just having to mention after we stop recording, that I'll mention that doesn't have to do with the gameplay that I was really mad they put in.
But,
right.
And here's the thing.
But spoilers!
I have too many complaints about that.
Here's the thing. With the ending after Chapter 8, the credit sequence in the first Paper Mario is probably my favorite.
It's one of the best
credit sequences of all time.
Because the character parade is just awesome. It was awesome in Super Mario RPG, and it was even more awesome.
Oh, it wasn't Super Mario RPG also?
Yeah.
I'm so sad I didn't finish it now.
You suck.
Well, no, it's the cartridge.
Yeah, just all the data went away.
Oh well.
I actually managed
these old-timey games with their cartridges and their unreliable,
God,
I don't know,
just everything.
The good old days when your data could just mysteriously disappear, just like that.
QLEX in that game was a brawl. When I fought QLEX, it got fucking heated.
I fought QLEX and died in a second.
I had to break out red essences. I had to break out all the stops to beat QLEX.
I'm glad he's in the game. That's for sure.
It was a fun little thing that the Final Fantasy developers put in there, because it was developed by Square.
Yeah, and actually, because I've been playing Final Fantasy VI recently, there are some enemy sprites that are legit just ripped from 6 and put into a different form into Super Mario RPG.
And I just want to cut in. Chapter 6 has begun. Great chapter. I guess we can talk about that a little bit more. The train is kind of your main. Is kind of the main setting for this, and that allows for varied plot points and settings to take
various
place.
Train-related hijinks will ensue, but then again, in terms of the actual train, very few things can actually happen.
Because
Yeah.
it's a train.
Train,
It's
yeah.
a train.
There's more they could have done with it, for sure,
Right.
but it's still unique. I
But
like
no one
it
else
so
had done
much.
anything like this before, really, so...
They could have had Mexican train hijackers.
Work.
Just to get
work.
That'd be hilarious.
Just cause.
That'd just be
The
hilarious.
best line in that parody by far is where Ed Elric starts talking about the burrito. It's like, I got a burrito right here. Really? Punch.
That was so sad in a way.
It
I am
was.
sorry for Mexico.
Just sorry for the
Here,
general.
Bradley puts in all these ridiculous Mexican-related
I actually really like Parody Bradley. Oh yeah, I have to mention this. One of the reasons I like the final chapter of Paper Mario so much is it was just one of the better nights of my life, was because I finished the first Paper Mario, and that was just such an awesome credit sequence. And also, the final battle versus Bowser was really great.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to do about like 40 damage to him in this one thing because of the peril badge, or whatever that thing was called. So it probably gave me an upper hand, but it was all really well and fun.
I killed Bowser with Power Bounce.
My God! Of course you would!
Power Bounce in the first Paper Mario is my go-to move. I
Right.
cannot be beat with that thing. The second Paper Mario, not so much, but the first Paper Mario, I can kill with that thing.
And that was also the night that I finished Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and so, yeah, that comes highly recommended.
Well, there's a show.
There's a show.
Well,
More like there's...
there is a show.
Well, like, there's the show.
There's 62 episodes I killed in 3 days.
And 2 more.
Actually, no, those
Not
two,
counting the Hohenheim one. And...
No. The two actually, the two I did actually happened on the same day. So yeah, I killed that entire show in 3 days.
I killed it in 3 months.
Except, that is just a show that has only one average episode, and that's the one where Hohenheim is talking to the young version of whatever the grandma's actual name is.
I think it's Pinocchio.
Pinocchio, Pacino.
And the other problem with it is that the music is just
And the
reused
music,
over and
like,
over.
legitimately, by the time they get to the north, I can tell the musical cues before they're going to happen.
Yeah, that's the only problem with it, though. Though on a Paper Mario note, there's this really great guy on the right here who is actually one of my favorite characters in this entire game, Pennington. But of course, you're gonna learn more about him.
His
as we go
name
on.
is Sherlock Holmes.
I love it when he accuses
You
her.
gluttonous woman!
What?
Me? You totally cuckoo! I have like no idea what you're talking about.
Pardon me, sorry. Please accept my apologies, my dear woman.
Yeah, just read all the dialogue.
I felt I needed to practice my accusation skills, you understand. Yes, sorry.
I'm very sorry.
And it is a great musical cue. It's like...
Ahem.
Yeah, they
Very
use.
good.
There's so many musical cues just for this
Now
bit of
let's get serious,
dialogue.
shall we? This, I believe, will be a case worthy of my intellect. Yes.
Yes, indeed.
Let me get this straight. So what we know so far is that we don't know who the culprit is.
You gave this guy a more
And,
dignified voice than he
I guess
ever
that's about
deserved.
it, right? He's wearing a tie. This scene is for total
Dr.
squares.
Computer
Forget
in
you
mouse
guys.
form.
I'm going back to my room. You there! In a bit of a hurry to get back to your room, eh? You, sir, are highly suspicious.
You're acting suspicious!
I have broken this case. The true culprit, I believe, is Zip-Toad, the actor. Zip-Toad? The Zip-Toad? No! No way, Mr. Detective, person. You're just making stuff up. You
Tweety geezer!
Tweety geezer. Geezer! I can't say I deserve such a verbal thrashing, but, well then, who did it then? Has the fish said anything?
The
Fish.
fish
Oh,
hardly ever talks.
No, didn't they steal the fish's
Yeah,
pause
so he
this
must
whole
be in a
thing?
state of complete
How
shock
does
right now.
the fish cook?
Why'd you pause right here anyway?
I probably just walked away to go get a glass of water. Deal with it!
He's so selfish.
But
Yeah.
I don't want... This puzzle deepens with every confounding step. No, it doesn't.
You're not even taking any step
Yeah.
forward! But now we are, and if it isn't obvious, you just follow the trail.
Why is
yeah.
Radagast the blue talking to himself?
Radagast
Hey Mario, this looks like spilled stew on the carpet, doesn't it? Shut up, Koopa. I bet we can just follow the drops of the thief, Koopa. If you come up with one more bad idea, it might even be the same person who said that sticky yummy treat.
And we're almost at a time here, so we're just gonna continue with the train plot line and more of Chapter 6 next episode. It's been fun, guys. See you then.
Bye.
Bleh.